So I'm gonna do a really quick night review of my project. It is September 9th, 2024 now, and this is the state of things. So here's an almond tree, and I started this from putting a almond in the ground back in September 2022. Then I have some more plants here, tomatoes. Here's a little pomegranate tree. My cherry tree's gotten large. Then I put a small fig tree, which is not doing so well because insects kept eating it. But look, there's this entire tree, which is a whole moringa. This has to be around 8 feet, I would say, 8 feet. It's gotten really big. And it's starting to make a bean. Look at this, look how long this one is. Then, as we go on this side, there's not much. There is Agave, it's a type of acacia. And then as we go on, we have my really large Lucana species, which during the night, their leaves close like this. And then in the day, right in the morning sun, they start opening up again. As we go on this way, I placed a cactus here, like kind of loosely, but I have to dig this in. I planted a lot of cactuses this year, and this is just my placement as it's callousing over. Then my fig tree's gotten large here. Here, all the Lucana is starting to grow together. In fact, I planted another one this year and another one there. So this whole place will be an entire row of amazing windbreaker and biomass generator. So the biomass from here gets cut and gets fed into the weaker trees, or the ones that are heavy feeders like figs. More fig. If you saw, I've made drip irrigation system connected everywhere now. So there's no more manual labor anymore. I mean, at least when it comes to watering. Here I planted a carob tree, little baby one. I bought it and planted it about 2 weeks ago, so it's really young, but I think it's a good placement here. And then my right now beautiful black acacia, which I planted from seed last year, and it's pretty much 3 feet right now, which in one season, I mean, in Greece, dry Sifnos, it's really nice. This one I'm thinking of using as a windbreaker somewhere further away, but not too close to anything, because I know the roots can get everywhere and cause problems. On this side I planted another tree, which I'm not sure what it is, but my grandparents kind of gave it to me as a gift. They have a really big one of this in Athens, where when they water it, I mean, it's gotten humongous. It's like a giant wall pretty much. Then I found this driftwood. I don't know if you can see it well, but it's like this really old, like, olive trunk. It's not driftwood, but it's a trunk. I carried it with me. And I carried this shirtless, actually. And the part where it touched my stomach, I'm not going to show it now, but it gave me like a really bad rash from some section of it. Okay, so just, you know, just be in mind, don't carry old dead wood shirtless. Then my other trees are getting really big. This is a Agave. I mean, this one's probably the biggest one when it comes to total coverage of area. Then my olive, wild olive, more Lucania. And so here you see the path is now covered in prickly pear Opuntia species. Bam, bam, bam. This entire row of islands, like this entire island, which is covered with cactuses. And I have planted a dead agave bloom, which is huge. This is a good 25 feet, I would guess. I would guess 25 feet. This massive thing in the middle of the field, and just for fun, it sets vertical. It sets a vertical place in an otherwise very planar area. But I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, and it's kind of like amazing if, as a standpoint, because this grew on this island as a bloom. I'm sure it grew in less than a couple months, and it just gives me hope that I could do it here too, and that'd be amazing. Everything here would be this size one day within my lifetime. I mean, yeah, mission succeeded. Here's the cactus, which you should watch the past video when everything was smaller, but look at how much growth it's given this year. Every single light green thing, 22 pads, has grown this year, and it's kind of like blowing me and my grandma's mind. Hopefully next year it'll be a second, like pretty much bloom. As you see, year 1, year 2, year 3, and now all this. If we go on forth, I have a really large fig tree here. All this was planted at the same time as the other one, but for some reason this one really blew up. It's not too healthy. I don't know why. Maybe some stuff is hitting it, and it's getting a little dry. But otherwise, it seems okay. This way, there's just more almonds. I'll just show some random almonds, like this one. Here's another one. I mean, the average is about 2 feet, I would guess, for all of them now. All of them started from seed. And that's pretty much it from the top field. In the bottom one, I've just placed a lot more prickly pears. And I'll show you how they look. I'm not going to go all the way there now. These are some big almond trees. Also started from seed. They've gotten really big. And I planted a leucaena right next to them. So this one is going to feed these in maybe next year, in 2 years. And I planted another leucaena right here. Another one. So that these two will be feeding all the trees in the region. Like this. But anyways, in the bottom field, I've placed like cactuses like this. I've placed about, now there's probably around 50 of them, 50 or 60. And so I'm hoping for a really large and nice living hedge, living fence, which I've made another video about. So that's that. And most importantly this year, I have invested in a big water tank. I think this is going to make a big difference. I also painted it white and put some stones for aesthetic reasons, but I bought this water tank, 5,000 liters, got it delivered here, and hopefully shortly I'll be able to collect it on the roof to collect rainwater, which would be amazing because that's a good like 2 months worth of water, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's 2 months of water, and I need it for, let's say it rains 4 months, then I got 2 months, I need to cover 6 months, which I can do with city water or delivery of this tank, which is really kind of exciting part of the thing. And I've set up water lines like this. All comes from the water tank, and I've set it like this right now. So this is just from the pressure of the water tank. And actually this water here is rainwater that I collected, that my neighbor collected, and she gifted it to me. So I bought a pump, and I pumped it over 3 hours. I pumped pretty much her water storage that she doesn't use anymore, and I pumped my tank. So this is all rainwater. And this is an oleander, which, you know, sometimes it's okay if it's not productive tree. It's still pretty. And that's pretty much the coverage. I'm leaving here in a couple days, and when I come back, I'll do a spring update. The food forest is going well. And finally, I forgot to mention, I've planted quite a bit of oak trees. These little oak trees, and I've collected into the irrigation. It's grown only this much pretty much in the last 3 months. But these were started from seed. My grandma started them back in January of this year. And they're from the island of Kea, which is like less than 100 kilometers away from here. It's the same biome. But they have this very interesting type of oak tree where the acorns, they're really bred because the acorn caps is what is bred. So the acorn caps get really big. I implore you guys to Google, just type in like KEA acorns, and those acorns are really interesting. So anyways, I planted those. They're gonna take forever to grow, but that's okay. And then planted these century plants. I kind of planted them, I mean, maybe in the daytime it'll be better. But I planted these as part of the entryway of this path, and there's rows of cactuses. Again, there's my giant agave. And that's, I would say, pretty much covers everything. A lot of the stuff this year, but it's only getting better. Here's another little acacia, or a leucaena species. And yeah, I mean, this whole section, I mean, okay, it's night now, but surely it's gotten as green as it ever was in the last 2 decades at least. Look, you're walking pretty much through a forest, which is the plan. Thanks for watching.